What's going on? My name is NFT Flenny, and today I will be answering your guys' most frequently asked questions that you guys dropped down in my comments down below. If you have more questions that weren't answered in this video, feel free to drop them down below on this one and I'll make sure to answer them. So I'd say I have a decent amount of experience with Veve. I mean, I've been in since March. I've been going for every single drop. I've been keeping up with all the news, all the updates. I mean, I make YouTube videos about it. So personally, I think I'm a credible source. So hopefully you guys can think so too. And hopefully you guys can gain some valuable info. Hopefully learn something. Especially if you're new, this is the video for you because these questions pop up so often. And especially on the Disney video I did, that brought in a lot of new users and there were a lot of newbie type questions, which there's nothing wrong with. If you're new, you're new, you don't know. So if you're a new user, this video should be very helpful. So the first thing that I'm going to start off with is the question that I get the most. You know, I could have saved it for the end of the video. I could have made you guys wait, but I'm feeling nice today. I'm feeling in a good mood. You know, it's the holiday season coming up, so I'm going to get the first one out of the way. And that is, how do we cash out? This specific question says, hey Flenny, I just wanted to ask you, if we wanted to sell our NFTs, how do we get paid out? And there are also other similar questions such as, when are we going to be able to change your gems into money, etc. So all the same kind of question. And the answer to that is that feature will come during the money transmitter license, which they are currently in the works on doing. I believe that they already have all the regulations done. When you think about it, I mean, Veve operates in so many countries, so many states, you know, within the US or other countries as well. And they have a lot of regulations to go through, a lot of laws from different countries, different states, different banks, and it's just a lot of red tape to get through. So that took a lot of time. But not only is it a lot of regulations, when you're messing with people's money, when you are dealing with people's money, you need to make sure that there are no mistakes, that nothing goes wrong, that nothing malfunctions. So currently they're about to start testing. I'm not sure exactly when. I don't know all the ins and outs of that specific into the question, but testing should start very soon to a small amount of people. And then after it gets tested and after it works and is successful, then they'll roll it out to everybody. I mean, if you think people are mad now about not being able to cash out, imagine how mad they'd be if it's not working correctly, and if they try to cash out, it malfunctions, they lose money. That would be a million times worse than we are currently seeing the anger of. So they need to make sure that they do it right and that they're not messing with anybody's money. So that's your answer. And as for the time frame, as they always say, hashtag soon. I've been responding to people in my comment section who asked this, and I've been telling them by the end of year. I don't know that for sure, obviously, but that's my prediction. And I think that they're trying to make it a priority because, you know, like I mentioned, I've been in this app since March. And, you know, people like me, we've been pouring money into it with, you know, no way to get it out. I mean, technically there is a way. I tend to not really promote those as much or really talk about it. I don't tend to deal with it because it's third party. It's your own risk. You know, Veve is not liable for it. So I don't want to encourage it, have someone get scammed and they say, oh, like, why'd you tell me to do this? So there are ways, and there are legit ways, you know, through Telegram groups, through some escrows. I just don't want to tell you to go out and do it. But there are ways, if you really, really need money, you can sell your gems to someone else and they can pay you, you know, in cash, Zelle, I don't know, however you want to do it. So that is the first and the most frequent question that I have gotten and that I've just seen in the Veve community. Moving on, next question. How do I know ahead of time that a drop is coming? So there are a few ways that you can keep up with the drops and always know what's coming. The easiest way that I would recommend is just to follow Veve on Twitter. And I'll put a link to their Twitter in the description, and I'll also put a picture up right here so you can see. They will announce every drop before it comes out. They'll give like a 30-minute warning and they'll kind of announce it ahead of time. And, you know, they'll do a little teaser video, whatever. So if you keep up with their Twitter, they will never not announce a drop. Another way is to check out Veve's Medium page. That's more detailed info. But, you know, Twitter is pretty easy. If you're familiar with Medium, if you like using Medium, that has a lot of great info and that'll tell you everything that you need to know. But I think Twitter is a bit easier. And then the third and final way that is, I would not recommend, but you could probably get by doing it, is just if you go to the store and you go to latest drops, you'll see the upcoming drop. But you need to be in there, you know, when it's about to come out, and it won't be there the whole time, and there's just not as much info regarding it. So those are the three ways, but I would definitely recommend Twitter. Next up, this person asks, do you know how I can send more than 600 gems to Veve at the same time? I have an iOS device. So I don't believe this matters if it's on iOS or Android. I believe it's the same for everybody. You currently cannot deposit more than 600 gems at a time. And that's just, I believe, maybe some App Store regulations. I'm not exactly sure why that is. but this will be changed, like I mentioned, when the money transmitter license comes out. You can deposit, straight from your bank into the app. I'm assuming eventually, with the merge to Immutable X, I know that we'll be able to use, Omi tokens to buy collectibles in the future. Currently, you can't load up more than 600 at one time, which can be annoying and which can maybe, cause your bank to flag something. Currently, no other way, but that is going to change soon. Next question, and this is a really good question. Are these NFTs exclusive, as in would they ever be re-released? And the answer to that is they can be re-released, but they won't have the first appearance label. So, for example, the storm drop that just came out, we can definitely see more storms in the future. No storm will have the first appearance tag on it. And this is true for other platforms, not only Veve. So say some new and upcoming NFT platform comes up a few years down the line, they snag a Marvel license, whatever, they can also drop these characters. Whoever dropped them first, they will have the first appearance tag, so they can be re-released, but they can't be re-released as the first again. That only happens one time. The next question says, can you really lose your spot in the reservation if you don't have the gems loaded before? The answer to this is no. It's just if you don't buy within the 90 seconds that they give you to reserve it and to confirm your reservation. I normally never lose gems before, but one time on the Eternals drop, it was laggy and my gem purchase never went through, so I lost my reservation. So it's not a guarantee, just a slightly higher chance that something goes wrong. So normally I would say that you don't need to load up gems, especially because, it's no guarantee, especially these days, that you'll get a drop. So loading up the gems prematurely can potentially make you, tie up money that you don't need to. If you want to be absolutely sure, put gems in there, but most of the time it works out. Next question, does the serial number matter? And the answer to this is yes. And it might not matter to everybody, not every single person will care about mint numbers, but the overall market, the overall macro market cares about mint numbers. And if you see a sub 1000 or a relatively low mint number for the floor price, it will always get snagged up immediately. And you can always sell your low mints, specifically sub 1000, sub 500, any kind of sub of an increment of a number, tends to get a little bit more valuable. So you can definitely sell those for more. So not everyone cares, but if you care about having valuable collectibles, people care enough to spend some extra money for it. And we see a perfect example of this, Lewis Morgan, who is the founder of Gymshark, and he is currently going on a buying spree. He's buying almost every sub 100 that you can think of, or at least of his favorite collectibles, and he's really just gunning for the sub 100. So to someone like him, he's willing to pay the extra money for a sub 100, and those tend to be more valuable. So it's not only low mints though, it could be special numbers, such as the year that the brand was founded. For example, Back to the Future 1985 is a valuable mint number because that's a significant year in the movie. So things like that, low and significant, but low is always more valuable. Significant numbers are a bit more subjective. Some people kind of stretch it a little bit, like, oh, the actor's birthday is on April 13th, so I'm gonna get number 413. I don't, something like that. Sometimes people stretch it, but there are a few mint numbers that are and will be valuable. Next question is a good question that I've never actually gotten before, and I never really thought of, but someone that has a crypto background and an NFT background besides Veve, this is a very good question, and it says, do you buy the exact amount of gems, or are there gas fees and I need to buy more? So luckily on Veve there are no gas fees, and even as we move to Immutable X, that also has no gas fees. So what you're buying is what you're getting. It's not like other crypto or NFT projects where you gotta pay 2 Ethereum for it, but you also gotta cover the, the 0.1 Ethereum gas fee that also goes with it. So what you're buying on Veve is what you get. The only fees are the licensor and the Veve fees, no gas fees. So good question. If you enjoyed the content, if you appreciated it, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing because it really helps my channel grow and we can spread this video. This video is especially important to spread to as many people as possible so we can get everyone up to speed, get everyone understanding everything they can about it so they can make the most informed decisions and just have fun on the app, because it's not fun when you're confused, when you're lost, when you feel frustrated. So I appreciate you guys watching. As always, this has been NFT Flenny. I'll see you guys next time.